Mitch, what did you like about that double big lineup the other night down the stretch in Chicago? What was working so well that you stuck with that all the way through?
Rim protection, offensive rebounding, screening, just kind of trying to dominate the paint on both ends, and I thought those guys did a good job of that. And then the guys playing with them complimented and played off those guys as well, while still keeping the integrity of spacing, because you can't have, everybody all right there. But I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
When you reincorporate someone like Luke and De'Aaron, does that sort of give you an opportunity to do stuff away from Victor, away from Darren, since they're getting so much attention, and suddenly you have Lob City Luke?
Yeah, Jeremy's back in the fold, right? Dylan was earlier. I think it's just something every team feels like around the league is dealing with right now, just a lot of in and out. And I think, especially because we haven't had a ton of continuity prior to this season, there'll be some trial and error and combinations that we may stumble upon or not like as much as we thought the idea of them was originally or were. But those two big guys have played well together.
In the second quarter the other night, you played some combinations that didn't appear at other points in the game. Was that sort of that trial and error thing you were talking about, just trying to...
That was as much as not being very happy with what I was seeing and what was going on. And at some point, giving somebody else an opportunity or taking someone out.
If there is anything, what do you think is the slowest part of De'Aaron's game to come back? What do you think will get there? What will take the longest to get there?
I think even with the long ramp up that everyone discussed and was well documented, there's no way to get ready for playing a game fitness wise. And especially at the pace he plays with and what we demand and ask of him on both ends of the floor to play 30-plus minutes mentally, physically, competitively, defensively, offensively at the pace we're trying to play at is a lot. And so I think that's probably the biggest thing that I would guess. And I don't know if you'd have a different answer.
We've talked about Harrison a lot since he got here and sort of what he brings to the locker room and to the group. But if you could just maybe describe what it's like to have that grown up in the room everywhere you go.
It's dependable, it's reliable. I think the easiest thing for all of us at any stage of our team is consistency. For them to have a decent feel of what they're going to get from me that night helps the guys. For me, insert player A of what we're going to get from that player every night helps. And, sometimes you play above or below your standard, but when you have a consistent standard and reliability and dependability on availability, on what you're going to bring, on how you're going to play, it helps put together the puzzle for that night, because sometimes it takes a little bit different games take on different personalities, and he's as consistent as it gets.
Is Devin okay with the migraine thing the other night?
Yes. Yeah. Again, obviously those things stink, and you can't predict when they come up. We didn't see it, and it's fine now. It doesn't mean it won't happen again, unfortunately. But yeah, he's good.
We've sort of asked this about Keldon quite a bit this year, but Devin really seems to have settled into he's looked comfortable. What have you seen from him from a maybe mentality perspective or mindset?
I think comfortable in his own skin. I think a big thing for him was he had a healthy summer. And when he's had full healthy summers, he's had really good seasons, especially started the seasons. And you can see the confidence in him physically, mentally, and in his game. And it's fun to watch.
Coach, wearing the Fiesta jerseys tonight, City Edition, what's that going to be like, and how excited are the guys to rep the city?
Yeah, I think the court looks great, especially with as much as it's got going on. It's a lot going on out there, but it looks good. So that's a commendable job on that. I'm sure the guys are excited. It seems like everybody loves those colors and that theme. So looking forward to it. I did my best with the shirt. Hope you liked it. Yeah.
Coach, on facing Steph Curry tonight, we know how much he's a good player and a good shooter, but At 37 years old, and from what you've seen from film and today at 37, what would you say is the most underrated part of his game?
That he hadn't slowed down. Yeah, he's a master at playing without the basketball. And so he's hard to contain because he's a constant moving target that can hurt you in so many ways, and that can be a ripple effect down for his teammates and your defensive schemes and how you can react and then overreact to everything he can do. So the league hasn't figured it out that long, so I probably won't have a good answer tonight.
And just facing him as the coach of the Spurs, like, is there any kind of excitement, or is it like just like a regular game for you?
The game's regular. I mean, the greatness in this league is what we all witness. So I definitely enjoy it. You know, good basketball is good basketball. I might not like it always when it's happening to us and hurting us, but, you know, to witness the greatness of this league and some of these guys that have been doing it as long as he has. We just played Durant. Yeah, I appreciate value and a fan of that.